my beloved rabbi and spiritual guide, Rabbi Shalom Arush, told me a story that he heard from Rabbi Levi Yitzchak Binder, who gave us the tradition that we have in Breslov today. He's one of the few Breslivers from Ukraine that lived through the Holocaust. And he came to Eretz Yisrael, and he carried with him the tradition all the way back to Rabbi Natan and Rabbi Nachman. And Rabbi Nachman told us a lot about what the last generation before Mashiach would be. In his far-reaching spiritual eyes, he could see from one end of the world to the other end of the world, both geographically and from a time standpoint. He told us that at the end of the days, the neshamas would all come up to the heavenly throne. And they said, Hashem Yitbarach, we can't continue like this. They all had big complaint to Hashem Yitbarach. All the neshamas came and they gathered around the heavenly throne. They said, Hashem Yitbarach, what are you doing to us? We come down to this world and we correct a few mitzvahs and we go through 80, 90 years, really difficult life. And some of us have poverty, and some of us have sickness, and some of us have a problem with children, and shalom bayit, and all types of different problems. And we do a few mitzvahs, and we miss a few mitzvahs, and then we come back and we get tried after 120 years, and we get accused we didn't do these mitzvahs, now we have to do another go-around. You send us back to the world again, and the life in this world is like a blanket. It's too short. If our head is covered, then our feet are outside. Our feet is covered, our head outside. Hashem Yitbarach, what's going on here? We can't do it anymore. Some of us, we've been here 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. We can't do it. Hashem Yitbarach. Mitachat lekisei hakavod, under the heavenly throne, Hashem Yisborach heard the complaint of the neshamas, and he said, Heilige neshamas, ay ay ay, heilige neshamas. And the first thing Hashem Yisborach, he took Kivyachol, his right hand, and he gathered all the neshamas. Then he took his left hand, gathered more neshamas. They were all there, put them on his lap. And Hashem Yitbarach caressed all the neshamas, each one. Hashem is enough, he could caress 600,000 neshamas, 600,000 sparks of 600,000 neshamas all at once. And if anybody doesn't believe it, if you've ever spoke to Hashem in personal prayer, and spoke to Hashem and closed your eyes, you could feel what a loving Father Hashem is, how he caresses your soul. And there's no loving Zaidi in the world. You can imagine the Zaidi that you most love, that understands you when your mother and father don't understand you. No, your wife doesn't understand, your husband doesn't understand you. But the Tata in Himmel, the Father in heaven, he understands so much. And all the neshamas, they just felt like that. And Hashem Yitbarach told them what's in the Midrash. He says, Heilige neshamas, Taya neshamas, holy neshamas, dearest neshamas. Do you think I'm doing something that's not for your ultimate good? You won't be able to stand a correction all at once. He says, yeah, Hashem Yitbarach, we want one more, just one more. Give us one more correction so we don't have to come down here 3, 4, 5 times. Hashem Yitbarach said, is that what you want? Yes, they demanded, the neshamas demanded. Hashem Yitbarach says, I can correct neshamas in one Gilgul, one reincarnation. But it's going to be so difficult. Many of you will leave. No, why? What is Hashem? No, Hashem Yisborach said, yes. Not going to have to be in wars, not going to be anything. I'll test you in Emunah. But if I test you in Emunah, why have I been testing you with wars and pogroms and Holocaust and poverty? These corrections you could sustain. And we know the pogroms, they didn't break the Jewish people. And the Holocaust didn't break the Jewish people. And hunger and poverty, nothing broke the Jewish people. But now when we see what's happening to the Jewish people with assimilation, lack of emunah, people don't believe there's Hashem. This is exactly what Hashem was talking about. And people say, where's Hashem? And they believe what's written in the CNN, what's written in the New York Times, more than they believe in Hashem. This is the test, Rabbi Nachman said. The test, the war of Gog and Magog. You don't have to worry. This is the good news and the bad news. The good news is it's not going to be a push-button war. No nuclear war. Rabbi Nachman promised it wouldn't be like that. Rabbeinu the Noam Elimelech, he said he canceled all that. It's finished, no push button more. But the neshamas that begged for the one final correction, my beloved brothers and sisters, do you know who those neshamas were? They are all sitting in this room. All of us. We were the neshamas that demanded to be here for the final test of Emunah, the last generation before Mashiach. And that's why every neshama in this room, there are no new neshamas, and we are all here for one purpose only, to correct Emunah. So we have to know all the difficult times that are happening to us, whether it's in Shalom Bayit, or whether it's in Parnasa making a livelihood, or whether it's a problem with a child, or whether it's a problem with neighbors, or anything, it is all a test of Emunah. And when we stop and think that we were the ones that demanded this test of Emunah, and this is what we have to pass, but when we pass it, not only will we get our final place in the world to come, but the world to come will be part of this world. We'll reach the Tikkun Shalem and Mashiach Tzidkenu, speedily in our days.